For the next portion, we're going to open up Office Clean that you've made, PSD. Now, the problem with this photo is it has warped this. You can see that this should be straight up and down, but because they were using a wide angle lens, it's not. So we need to adjust it, but first we have to explain to the computer what we're looking at here. And we're going to go into Edit, Perspective Warp. So I'm just going to tell it where the planes of this are. So click once, and you're going to get this grid. Go ahead and put it actually where the building is, so we can explain to it the way it looks, the way it does. Make sure this line is going straight down the middle of the building, and that this line is along the plant line where this building would be ending. Now you're going to click up here somewhere, and it's going to add a second grid. Grab the bottom right and pull it down until it joins with the first grid you made. When you let go, you'll be able to tell if you did it right if the top pops into that one. So once you drag it down to here, this one should pop up to here. Now you can show it where the second portion is. So that's where the second is. Now we need to tell it we want you to warp this. And we're going to use this, we're going to move it until this line is vertical. So I'm going to have to pull this off to the side. Do you see that it's now making that actually vertical? Same thing over here. This is not vertical straight up and down. So just adjust it until that one doesn't have to go as far as the other side. It looks a little strange here. You can see how far out of whack it is. Go ahead and hit OK. And it has fixed this so that this is straight up and down. Now you've probably got some little issues on the side, so we're going to go to the crop tool, get rid of any little weird things that are made by doing the perspective warp, and when you're finished with that, hit enter. Now we can move on to the next part. For the next portion, unfortunately, the book has two sets of instructions, one for PC and one for Macintosh. The Macintosh way is the most interesting way, which is using the vanishing point filter, but it is not working correctly in this version of Photoshop. It will probably be fixed for next year. I have a PC, so I'm going to be showing you the PC instructions. So if you're on a Mac, you can follow the book, or if you'd like, you can do it the way that the PC users are going to have to use. So I am doing the 2-point perspective for Windows. That's on page 491. And like I said, if you have a Mac and you want to try the other way, that's fine. You can do that too. So we've got this figured out the way it should be, and we're going to say File, Place Embedded, and go grab the banner that we have been working on before. And go ahead and hit Place. Before you hit Enter, we need to change it to 80%. Make sure that this is clicked so that it will maintain the aspect ratio, and we need it to be 80% the size of it is right now. So just type in 80, make sure width and height are both 80, and hit Enter. Now grab the Move tool and put it 1/2 inch down on the top of the building, and kind of make sure that this is lining up with those last windows. That should be a good, if you have it placed just like this, it should work pretty well for you. Now we're going to rename the banner, Banner Left. So just double click on the word banner, banner-left. Click on the word banner left, right click and say duplicate layer. We're going to name this layer banner right. Now grab your rectangular marquee tool and just draw a box that splits right down the center of this building. Make sure the whole banner of the right side is in it. So make it look like this. Now we're going to make sure that we are on the banner left layer, and we're going to click either the backspace or the delete key. And what it has done, if you look on the left, it has deleted the right side so that we only have the left side of the banner right there, which is exactly what we want. Now leave the marching ants where they are and select the banner right layer. We now need to invert the selection. So go up to Select, Inverse, and on the banner right layer, click either backspace or delete, and you'll notice that it has deleted the left-hand side. So now if I hit Control D to get rid of the marching ants, you'll see that the left side is only on the one called banner left, and the right side is only on the one called banner right. We're now ready to do this. So we're going to start with banner left, click on banner left, and then click Control T, which is for free transform. And we do need to make sure that the maintain aspect ratio right here is unclicked, because we're going to have to change these around a little bit in order to make them fit in perspective. In fact, this side is going to have to be a little bit smaller because it's moving away from us. So shrink him down until he's about halfway between these sets of windows. Now we're going to use the perspective tool that we used before. Click the Control button, then grab the bottom left point and drag it down until it's correctly in perspective. And continue doing that on the top until it looks right. That looks pretty good to me. When you've got it finished, hit Enter or the check sign. Now let's go do that on the right side. Make sure you're on banner right. Control T. Click the Control button and then grab the bottom first and the top. And make sure your edges are staying aligned. When you're finished and you think it looks good, go ahead and hit Enter. Now the perspective warp would look a lot better than this, but this is the workaround for right now until Adobe fixes this. When you have this finished, we're going to say File, Save as a Copy. We're going to make this a JPEG. And once again, your last name, Roberts Office Ad. And hit OK.